Denise, hello, it's Steve Kalem. I'm with US Bank. I'm a senior mortgage banker there, and I do a lot of work with a bunch of people in your office, the Chevy Chase office and the Bethesda office. I'm not quite sure which office you're in at Compass. Do a lot of stuff with a lot of people, and I'm specifically doing a lot of the 2-1 buy down stuff. And I saw the Dresden Street property, beautiful property. I see that you're doing an open house today. It's Thursday and through the weekend. I thought this might be something for you to consider and the seller to look at, the builder. This is a great strategy and everybody's talking about it, but I have a way to present it. I want to share with you. And I can present it also on a digital open house flyer that you can send to people. Let me share my screen and show you the benefits here, which are incredible. They're counterintuitive and they absolutely work, and it's going to make the house even more marketable. So I've got 4 vertical columns, and the list price is 1,799. In the first column, I have your list price as is, and the market, which is a 30-year fix. We can do this with a 10-1, a 7-1, even a 5-1, which obviously reduces the rate, but this is the plain vanilla, and this is 20% down and 80% loan. We can do it with 15% down with no mortgage insurance if the down payment is an issue. Okay, so look, we have this. We have the payment of $10,428 at 6%. This is the first column. I'm estimating the taxes and the insurance, and the cash to close for the 20% down and standard closing costs for not a first-time home buyer, 385, just a little under 386 cash to close. Now, the idea, as you probably know, is rather than negotiate on price, negotiate on the financing. Make the financing part of the sizzle that sells the house. And so if the seller is willing to pay 2 points on 1,439,000 loan amount, that's about $30,000. So in column 2 and 3, I'm showing the benefit of that compared to in column 4, what a standard negotiation would yield to the seller and to the buyer. It's a major, major win-win for both. In column 2, you take that $30,000 and you use it to pay down the interest rate permanently for the life of the loan. You see the rate goes from 6 to 5.5, and the payment drops $457 a month. That's a lot of money. That's almost $5,000 in the first year, every year savings from what the market rate is. And it's out of pocket to the buyer. It's the same amount of money. However, even though the seller would be contributing towards points, the buyer would get a huge tax deduction on 750, 2 points, 40%, $6,000 on their taxes too back. So it's actually less after all the dust settles for the seller. There's another way of doing this to minimize the payment even more, and that's probably, this is really amazing how it shows. Look at column 3. That's probably what you're hearing about. The 2-1 buy down we can do. And for the 2 points, the same 2 points, that means you buy down the rate 2% from the start rate, 1% from the start rate the second year, 2% the first year. So a lucky buyer who's working with the seller can buy the house and have an interest rate of 4% year 1. Go down column 3. They're saving over $1,750 every month for the first 12 months. The second 12 months, the rate would go to 5. So it would be an $850 savings every month for the second 12 months. Most everybody believes we're going to have lower interest rates by then and they can refinance. But, worst case situation, they've navigated the next 24 months with super, super savings. And the worst they could get is a good interest rate, great interest rate in today's market, 6%. It never will go any higher. It's a real win for the buyer. Look at this payment all in, $86.70. Okay, column 4 just shows a negotiation if you're working in a standard situation. If the seller sold it for 95 or 96, 97% of the purchase price, go down and look at the at market rates and what that monthly payment would be. It's actually less money per month for the buyer to do this because we're putting it in the financing, and the seller is obviously netting out way more than say a 95%, and at 1,709,000. They're netting out $60,000 more, the seller, and the buyer's getting a deal. The issue is the down payment, cash to close, in column 4. That's 367 when a buyer is negotiating off the purchase price, as opposed to 385. But in the first 13 months, if they do the 2-1 buy down, they'd make that money back, and they'd be ahead of the game. That 16,000 or whatever it is dollars out of pocket. And if you go down a little further and look at the 5-year cost, the 5-year cost of the middle two is less expensive than that negotiated purchase price. The buyer is on fire, loving it. Let me stop the share. I can do this in a variety of different scenarios, and we can do this with less than 10%, less than 20% down, and no MI. I wanted to send this to you, and hopefully I'm not taking a little bit too much of an advance here, but I wanted to show you it's very, very compelling, I think. And let me know your thoughts. Okay, take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.